Something that just came up for me, and I feel that maybe it's a collective shift. Um, it doesn't matter how big the collective is, but basically, we need authenticity so badly. We need people to genuinely be who they are, genuinely just tap into that, genuinely live that life, genuinely be the most authentic, creative, weird, different version of themselves. Because honestly, that is the only thing that brings healing. That is the only thing that brings any kind of closure, any kind of ability to basically this simulation, this reality, this construct, this program, whatever the fuck you want to call it, it thrives on sameness. It thrives on people burying who they actually are, burying and being ashamed and, you know, not pursuing the things that they actually love. Like when you were younger, maybe they don't do that in this newer generation, but like I'm a millennial. And what we used to be told is, oh, well, that's not going to pay the bills. Don't do that because, nobody else is doing it. It's not going to make anything happen in your life. You're not going to get paid for. Basically, the emphasis was always on you're not going to get paid. You're not going to survive. This is, and we're taking it to deeper levels. This is dangerous to be yourself. This is not okay to be yourself. You're going to suffer. You're going to have lack. You're not going to be okay. You won't be provided for. You're not going to, just all of these things. And it's like at the subliminal level in the program, the simulation, I'm even going to call it the consciousness construct. It's not our original way of being. Uniqueness, authenticity, you know, what we naturally bring in, may it be our looks, may it be our personalities, may it be, our interests, our hobbies. There's nothing wrong. That's why we're here. We're here to be who the fuck we are. We're not here to be some constructed cookie cutter, you know, doll version of ourselves. We're not here to be something that's so counter to what we actually are that we're not even ourselves anymore. That's not why we're here. And I feel like no matter the circumstance of how we might have gotten here, and I'm not going to go so deep into that, but we can even just talk about maybe your birth circumstances weren't good, maybe your familial circumstances weren't good, your childhood circumstances, being a teen, being a young adult, being an adult, being, this grown ass person. Maybe none of those times have been okay. Maybe it's all been just this big fucking pile up of hurt, struggle, strife, pain. Maybe it's all just been this terrible experiment. Maybe that's how it's felt. And again, I won't go so into things, but I feel like we know our truths. We know what we're actually supposed to be doing. And that's literally, there's so many people who are so down and miserable and depressed and feel constricted and hate their life, and the only perspective that they have and that they can see is that life sucks and life is awful and life is terrible. And I'm gonna be honest, that does tend to be the default of whatever is going on. That if you're not consciously being yourself, if you're not consciously accepting all that you are, that does happen. That does happen. And that default does become all that you can see, all you can perceive, all that you can taste, smell, sense, feel, embody. It becomes you, but it's not you. It's a bad copy of you. It's a bad replica of you. It's a bad, construct of yourself. It's not who you are. Who you are, though, I don't know. Only you know that, and only you can reclaim that, and only you can have that again by being yourself. Only you can have that again by being who you truly are, by coming back to that aspect of yourself. So I just felt like I had to get that out. Basically, I had all this shit come up and it was just out of the blue. So I don't know, maybe we're coming out of Mercury retrograde. I don't know what the fuck is going on, whatever. But I can just say that the elixir that we need to strengthen ourselves, the elixir that we need to be able to reverse whatever the fuck has happened, is we have to tap into that authenticity. That's the first thing we have to do. And after that, I don't know your path. I don't know where you're going. I don't know what's going to happen. But if you're being authentic to yourself, I'm not talking about what your parents have told you is authentic, your friends, family members, coworkers, society, religion, all of these patterns, all of these things that have become our habits, all of these loops that we've been in, all of these programmed cycles that we've been in. I don't know what they're saying to you, but your authenticity is calling you and it wants you back. Your authenticity wants, so okay, how we're all like, those of us that are single, whatever, have been looking for our, I don't like this term, but I'm going to use it just because it makes the most sense for this topic. We've been looking for our other half. We've been looking for that other part of us. It is found in our authenticity, and we have to find that. That's what we're seeking. That's what we have been wanting and craving and desiring and needing. It's that authenticity. And, I feel like this is for everybody, meaning like everybody can be authentic. It doesn't matter what your authenticity is. It doesn't matter if it vibes with my authenticity. It doesn't matter. I feel like everybody can be authentic, but the sort of authenticity I'm talking about, I don't think everybody wants to do that, to do what it takes to get there. And that is literally dropping every fucking false belief that you've clung to, that you've worn as a garment, that you've worn as an accessory, that you've worn thinking it's you. Um, that's not it. That's not it at all. And we've got to drop that. That for those who are on that frequency of the most extreme authenticity, being so much of you that there could not be anything else that you could be, being so much of your weirdness, your just oddballness, your uniqueness, that for those who are on that frequency, that is what will save you. That is what will heal you. That is what will give you strength. that is what will help you get to where you have home, for you to go home, for you to be home, for you to rest in that homeness. Authenticity is your literal key. So, yeah, just had to say that, just had to get that out. I hope your day is so authentically filled with the essence of everything that you are. Have a beautiful day.